Hey everybody, this is Al Johnson back here with the Al Johnson Show. Thank you all for being here. And as promised earlier on in the day, I'm here to give you guys my review for Marvel's The Punisher One Last Kill special presentation on Disney Plus. Now, before I proceed with the review, if you guys want to be part of the journey that is the Al Johnson Show, or you want to hop on board the train that is the Al Johnson Show, make sure you all do the following. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell whenever new videos are released. Thank you all for watching, and let's get right into it. Wow, been a minute since I said that. Kind of a good feeling to say. Anyways, so let's talk about The Punisher One Last Kill. Now, for those that don't know, this is basically Marvel's third special presentation TV special on Disney Plus. They previously did the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special and Werewolf by Night, which is getting a follow-up from director and composer Michael Giacchino. And it was done 4 years ago. It was they both came out 4 years ago, and there hasn't been one since until this Punisher one. And for Punisher One Last Kill, it's following Jon Bernthal's version of the Punisher that debuted in season 2 of Daredevil on Netflix. Then was spun off in his own TV show that lasted 2 seasons, and then he reappeared in season 1 of Daredevil Born Again last year. And now he's set to appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day and whatever other projects that might come afterwards that involves the Punisher. But here, we're following this version of the Punisher. And for the record, I want to say this, for the record, I've only seen Daredevil Season 2 with the Punisher, as well as Daredevil Born Again Season 1, and this, and then also fingers crossed for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I have not seen his 2-season show from Netflix, which I will do, or hope to do, before Born Again Season 3, along with the other shows. Fingers crossed. And I was really looking forward to it because with the Punisher character, there was a lot you could do, especially when the old Netflix shows came over to Disney Plus, and Disney Plus implemented its new parental control settings to allow more R-rated content on the platform, which includes the stuff like the Punisher. And when he appeared in Daredevil Born Again Season 1, it was just a sight to behold. The fact that I'm seeing R-rated Punisher on Disney Plus. I remember saying that last year, like, wow, this is a crazy thing to see. And then while the show was airing, season 1 was airing, pardon me, they announced this special presentation, which came out about a month ago, like maybe over a month, almost a month ago. And even then, I was like, man, how dark is this special presentation going to be? Which you guys don't know, special presentations are basically like 40-45 minutes plus minus credits. It's basically a TV special. And if you guys also know, I reacted to the trailer back in the old space, and I was looking forward to seeing it. But when it came out, never got a chance to see it because, like I said, basically preparing this new chapter that I'm currently in. But I finally did see it, and I also saw it with my sister. And getting right down to it, guys, I enjoyed it very much. I would say it is in between Werewolf by Night and the Guardians Holiday Special. It is a great middle ground. Now, I've heard from people who have reviewed it and or watched it that basically it was formulaic in the first half of the special because of how they're once again tackling based on history with Jon Bernthal's Punisher. They're once again tackling his PTSD, the death of his family, his time in the Marines, um, him not wanting to be the Punisher, or wondering could he do good, or has he done damage as the Punisher, and leaving that behind until something brings him back to the forefront to allow him to be the Punisher with a new purpose. And a major critique of this special presentation was that. But as somebody who's only seen season 2 of Daredevil and Born Again season 1, was it formulaic? Yeah. But considering this is my first time sitting with this version of the Punisher as the lead character, not as a major supporting character, seeing it firsthand, while I get why it's formulaic, it was still dark to see. And man, this whole special was, like I said, the first half was dark and it was sad. There's even a scene with the Punisher, Frank Castle, where he's at his family's grave. Oh, I totally forgot to mention spoilers alert. Spoiler alert. Frank is at his family's gravesite, and he's just lamenting on his wife and his kid, and he was about to end his life right next to his daughter's gravesite until he sees the ghost of his daughter, and it's just a sad thing. Even before that, in his empty apartment, like you see him reciting this oath of the reconnaissance Marines, and he's like cutting his tattoo, showing that he's done, and he's surrounded by ghosts. And even after he was confronted by Punisher villain Manucci, played by Judith Hill, who my sister recognized as Angela from Who's the Boss. And I'm sure people who've seen the special, when they saw Judith Light, they remembered her from Who's the Boss. And she's basically confronted Frank on him killing her family, but sparing her, and says, Frank, you forgot about me, and to get my revenge on you, I've placed a bounty on your head, and every criminal and crook in this Little Sicily neighborhood is now out to get you. And after being confronted with that, he goes back to his apartment. He sees Karen Page. And then also, even before that, I also enjoyed how it showed, I think it said on a news bulletin that Frank Castle took out the Manucci family, who were in any way, shape, or form a part of what happened to his family. If you guys know Punisher Lord, you know what happened to his family. But for those that don't, his family was killed. I think they're at a park somewhere. His family was killed, and it was sort of like, it was just a coincidence that it happened, until the more Frank delved into the background of what was going on. There was like a whole conspiracy and stuff related with crime families and what have you, and all that stuff was great. I mean, the acting from Jon Bernthal, and especially Judith Light, and just the residents of Little Sicily, the acting from those people were on a different level. Also, trigger warning: there is something violent that happens with a dog, and that's all I'm gonna say on that one. But the second that the bounty is out and it's time to collect, and Punisher is now thinking to himself, okay, it's time to get out of this situation, and he starts going to town. It is basically 20 minutes of brutal Punisher violence that, again, I have to once again say, I even said it when I'm watching this, like, man, seeing full-blown R-rated Punisher on Disney Plus is a sight to see. And there's some killings in this that yes, y'all are gonna squirm, or if you have seen it, you squirmed. But man, it was also satisfying to see because you're seeing the Punisher go all out, and you realizing at the end of everything, because again, he's trying to find his purpose, and you realize his new purpose is to protect the innocent. Because before, Punisher's mission statement was just always punish those who deserve to be punished, even if people might have a different view of how he deals the punishment to the criminals and the bad guys and all that. But now, after protecting innocent kids and families in Little Sicily, he realizes yes, he will punish the punished, but he also now has to protect the innocent and those that are weakened by are weakened by the criminals. And the last segment of the special, when he's suited up in full Punisher get up, again, satisfying to see. And it's crazy to think I'm gonna see this Punisher now with this new sense of purpose in Spider-Man Brand New Day, having a dynamic with Tom Holland and Spider-Man. But man, like the stunt work, the action, the acting from John Bernthal and Judith Light, just everything about it, this whole special was just wild. And now I'm just curious, other than Spider-Man Brand New Day, when can I see The Punisher next? And what other special presentations, especially R-rated ones, that Marvel might have cooking up? But overall, guys, I really, really enjoyed Punisher One Last Kill. Yes, it was formulaic in the first half, but once you get to the second half and the violence kicks in, oh man, it is brutal, but it is awesome to see. And you can't help but have a smile on your face when you see it. But yeah, guys, like I said, that has been my review of The Punisher One Last Kill. If you have seen it, let me know down below how you felt about it. If you have not seen it, please go see it. It's on Disney Plus right now. It deserves a great watch. And let me know, what are you expecting to see John Bernthal do as the Punisher? Not even in Spider-Man Brand New Day, because we'll get there when we get there, but what do you hope to see him do next? Let me know down below. Thank you all for watching. Like I said, thank you all for being here. I've been Al Johnson, and you're not. Deuces.